It's Colleen Schmidt from Divination Counseling Service. I'm going to do the Mercury ingress into Capricorn. I've already done a short video on it, but I wanted to do a longer video because I wanted to talk about all of the asteroids that fell at the Aries point, which is exactly where our ingress Mercury will be placed as of January 13th. So when it gets to 0 degrees Capricorn, it's officially in the Aries point. With that said, I made a bunch of notes here. We literally are going to find that during this next month, there will be times when we will all be a little bit dizzy from the chaos. So whether it's breaking news or things that are going on within your own home, your own domestic environment, no matter what it is, there's going to be some form of dizziness within us as a result of the chaos that we're feeling. One of the good things that could come out this month, though it is retrograde, so it might come up in a very unusual way, is the idea of compassion. Compassion is retrograde right now. There's also a questioning on all of this where we're questioning things. We might be questioning what's causing us to feel so dizzy, what's so chaotic. We might have questions because of the chaos. We could even question where the compassion is, perhaps of other people, if it's something we feel really strongly about, but maybe we're not seeing that with our neighbors or our friends. Now, there's the other asteroids that show up here would be Hecate, which is listening to your inner gut. Right now, all we're going to have is our intuition. So watch your dreams, listen to your intuition. It is retrograde. So again, we'll act in a very, I want to say, unusual way. It's still definitely present. It just doesn't what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't manifest as we might expect. Virtus is also there, and that's the truth. So the truth is there, as well as our ability to be logical with regards to that truth. Things that we're dealing with. Well, there's a lot of news because Mercury is here, as we know. There's also a lot of advice that's being handed out. But one of the things that we have to be aware of is this idea of narcissist. Are we getting advice from a narcissist? And then can we consider that advice valid? Interesting, right? The Cassandra is the advice, and it follows Adamite. So how much advice are we going to be getting and giving that has a lot to do with just stick it out, just endure, hang in there, maybe compress? I can tell you that this Mercury has affected already my household. Compression, good word. As we move on, their lies show up. So we got Laverna for lies. We have Virtus for truth. Virtus is spelled Veritas. Laverna, Laverna, is lies. So we have this conflicting thing going back and forth between truth and lies. But one of the things I am going to give you a hint about, and that is somebody who speaks incessantly or always needs to speak could be lying. So that's an interesting concept. If somebody's constantly talking, something's going on that is not truthful. Champion. I think that's where the compassion comes in. Champion is not retrograde. So being a champion, having a champion, those are all things that could manifest for us all in the next month. Now, before I go, and I'm going to keep it short, I want to talk about all of the asteroids that also fell at the 0 point. So this means that anything that's square anything that's in opposition would fall immediately into that Aries point. We've already been through those. That's where we had dizzy, chaos, compassion, Hecate, Veretis, Urania, Malit. We're also doing a lot of wondering. Oh boy, are we wondering. Narcissus, Mercury, Cassandra, Adamite, the asteroid. Bolstrom, talking too much. Laverna, lies. Champion. But in addition, we're going to have asteroids that also trine the 0 point because they are also. We have Quincunx, which is the 150-degree aspect. And by the way, as I've been studying gambling, and I continue to study gambling, I'm finding Quincunx is quite important to make things happen. Just bear that in mind. That makes these particular asteroids a little bit highlighted in this next month. The first one we have is Apollonia, which means more than one, but it's also business. It's an expansion because it's Apollonia. So think about how it is Jupiter, which means expansion, but it relates a lot more to business. And it does have the sign of Gemini within the glyph. So it kind of reminds you of, expansion, but maybe it's that gathering of information as well. And again, business really comes under this. Helena, which is retrograde, but it also is talking about how some of us will feel very handicapped by what's going on because we're going to feel like we've been captured. I can attest to that. Again, we're not going to have kidnappings, thankfully, but it's retrograde. You're going to feel like it. You're going to feel like you've been maneuvered, that you've been cornered, and that you are in a situation that may be difficult to get out of. Overreactions, Ophelia. Overreactions, humongous. Watch it, guys. This, even if you're just talking about Mercury, okay? Even if we're just saying, okay, Mercury here. You got to realize that even with just Mercury, there is a sense that our minds are overthinking. Maybe they're going to the dark places they don't need to go to. Maybe there's something going on and right away we go to the worst case scenario. Maybe you don't want to do that. Okay? The other asteroids here would be Proserpina. I think it is Proserpina. So it's that, or Persephone, I'm sorry. It's that idea of only you can do this on your own. Only you can do this. And just to double check that, that particular 0, just to make sure. Yeah, it's back one. Yeah, it's Persephone. So I wrote it wrong. I wrote the wrong glyph. Persephone, it doesn't really matter. They both basically are telling us the same thing, that there are journeys that we have to do on our own. There are some things in life that no matter what, you have to do it on your own. You just have to take the journey. That's going to be pretty big. And with that said, there's something. Now, Hill is also smoking, okay? And it makes me wonder, like, say, some people want to stop smoking. Okay, that could be a good use of this. But Hill is also a hill, and it comes with academia. So it makes me wonder about maybe schools that are on hills, maybe the fact that it's an uphill climb to learn something. Academia and Hill are running together. So they're both showing up at 0 degrees of Aquarius, which means that Pluto is going to be there in, I'm going to go 1 week and 1 day. Well, actually a week, simply put. And it would be really interesting to see just how, particularly these last 3, Ophelia, Hill, and Academia, look like in a week when Pluto comes and sits right down there along with the sun. It'll be pretty interesting. So we have a very interesting month ahead of us. So as always, I wish you all only happy readings until we meet again. Thank you for watching the video.